This was our original opening, and it seemed funny to do a misdirect where we had a baby delivery that was shot as something scary and suspenseful like a war movie or a monster attacking.
We went through 3 or 4 different variations on this. It always grabbed people. Like, everyone said it's amazing, but what movie am I watching?
Yeah, it's definitely a kinetic opening. I think this was the first scene that we did with Nick when he came in after Neighbors, right?
Oh, yeah. Snap zooms. Nick was like, snap zooms, snap zooms. I want to hear the sounds. This scene was almost like getting to know Nick and kind of his rhythm and tempo and sense of humor. It's like a first date. This is our first date with Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's okay.
And this was obviously, we were also making a metaphor about childbirth since the woman gets slammed by the pod.
She's totally wrecked. So sorry, ladies.
Yeah.
I still think this would have made an amazing trailer for Storks. No one would have known what the movie was until the very end.
It's a girl! Thank you, Storks. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, new parents.
Looks a little military back from the earlier version of the film where the Stork culture was a military culture rather than a corporate one.
Ha ha! Twins! Another happy delivery.
And then this jumped into this documentary that kind of explained the whole thing, and it was, as John would put it, an information dump. That was pretty boring. It had a little charm to it, but it was, you know.
Well, my theory is if you're going to open an animated movie with a fake documentary, it's got to be equal to or greater than The Incredibles. Otherwise, why do it?
Yeah, we kept referencing The Incredibles, and then we realized that there's no way to beat their news program, and so we moved away from that.
But babies are so cute. How will I be sure you won't try and keep my baby?
In all our years of service, no stork has ever tried to keep...
Stork keeps human infant. We have terrifying footage of Jasper, the former boss of Stork Mountain, succumbing...
I think it was kind of almost worth it for that transition right there, like, where we go, like, it'll never happen. It totally happened.
Yeah, but you can already sort of feel like I'm getting full. I'm getting full of information, and it's like I'm wondering what my character am I supposed to latch on to. You know, it's obviously not character-centric.
There was a joke that lasted for a long time. I was talking to John, Recco, and Glenn Ficarra the other day, and they remembered a joke that was in here for a long time, where you write a letter to the Stork Delivery Service. Remember, don't write a short letter or Mommy will be mad.
All human baby deliveries to contain the damage. We'll take care of the human orphan back at Stork Mountain, make sure her future is assured. No more questions!
What does this new development mean for Stork Mountain? Who is...
At least we managed to seed in Baby Tulip.
At a late date, moved some of that information to the Hunter scene.
Going to do next.
This was a scene where instead of Tulip just leaving Hunter at the door, that she kind of sits there, she's afraid to meet her parents, and then he drops this information about Hunter.
Really funny storyboards by both Yori and Jurgen.
Vocal work by Eric Edelstein here, our scratch Jasper.
What I've learned over and over again is that the simpler it is, the better, and that it's often an emotional turn that can move the story more than plot, and this was a lot of plot that we just didn't really need in the movie. So that's why it's not in the movie, but as an extra scene, it's, if you're interested in screenwriting, this is a good example of what not to do, which is to load up a bunch of plot versus having just an emotional thing, which is Tulip feels like she should be there to deliver the baby, which is a very strong idea, versus this, which is a lot of information.
We'll refill here. Am I invisible? More coffee! My gosh!
We gotta return to Stork Mountain right now!
The wolf therapy. Key and Peele left so much on the cutting room floor that it seems a shame to cut it, but at certain points you have to make decisions about what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, don't blame Key and Peele. You left it on the cutting room floor.
Well, they came in at gunpoint. They gave us so much to work with that I feel bad about it.
This scene's really funny. It just, comedy and all movies need to have a fast trajectory. And this kind of just slowed the pace of the movie down at an inopportune moment. As a scene by itself, it's very funny, but in the context of the movie, you really want to be motoring to the end.
I think it was between our 2 test screenings, right? In that 3-week period that you guys cut 5 minutes or something. Is that right? One, and then is this one of the bits that got lost in that
This
cut?
was cut earlier on.
Much earlier, yeah.
Your worst.
Tiny thing! Wolfpack! Settle!
Wolfpack, form of
Couples counseling.
But why did you push her away?
I pushed her away because she
This would have been such a funny image in animation. The wolf therapy couches.
Yeah.
This bit right here, continuing the alpha and beta dynamic where you think it's one wolf doing the interviewing. It turns out, nope, they're both there.
Yeah, they're still competing for dominance.
Yeah. But you can feel the story stopping for talk, basically. Yeah.
As we're getting out of the second act, we need an engine to get us to the end of the movie, and this just slowed down the pacing too much.
Kind of like stopping at a gas station for about an hour before you get to Vegas.
Like here he's like, this is what we're now going to do, which is what you've been waiting for us to do, which is go get the baby instead of just chatting.
And go our separate ways.
Good.
Perfect.
I love it.
I love it more.
I can't wait to not see you again.
Counting down the minutes.
It's funny because this scene basically ends up in the movie in a condensed version as they argue with the baby inside the costume, but it's so much shorter in a more interesting place.
My favorite.
Yes.
Get ready for vomit.
Yes.
This is it. You all get to see the insanity.
This is nowhere near as insane as Baby Gun.
No, Baby Gun. Baby Gun was too insane for this DVD.
It gets more insane.
Yeah.
This is also a good example to show like what the storyboards look like compared to the final animation, because this sequence is so epic in animation.
That's impossible. You're a stork. We were born to love babies.
Maybe that's because I'm not a stork. I'm a crane!
There it is.
The audience's response was so amazing to this, just like total silence and confusion.
Yeah, the crickets were silent.
Anger mixed with indifference.
What the heck? Barring any monumental screw-up. You know what perks come with becoming...
I've heard people lament the loss of this sequence, but it ended up, again, being reincarnated and being a little bit more on story with more of an emotional... speaking to an emotional need for Junior rather than material.
We were trying to make it more kid-friendly, but kids are smart, and while they might have enjoyed this, they didn't understand emotionally what was happening, and so we changed it to him wanting a father figure in Hunter.
Unicorn ride.
What? Unicorns actually exist?
If you're boss, they do. The sun, the moon, a meet and greet with Superman.
Craig Berry as Superman.
But not like a boring robot who builds cars. A robot! Sprinkles on everything!
This was very early.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, early on, vultures were kind of the bad guys in the movie, and they lived on Trash Island. And I had the wonderful comedian Brian, who even did art for it, Brian Posehn, do the vultures. This is before Pigeon Toady had found his voice.
And Brian Posehn plays every single vulture.
Oh my God,
which we kind of did with the wolves.
Dirty diaper.
I'm king. Let me tell you the story of my crown. It has been passed down for generations.
Boring!
All right, that was hurtful. What do you want?
Toadie's turn at the end, the fact that he accepts the dirty diaper on his head,
that is
a key into the Pigeon Toady that would be to me. This is a very early.
This is straight up Chris Cartagena. Chris Cartagena, the editor, cut this. That ain't bad. He says at the end is just straight up something Chris would say.
Nice button-up shirt.
I'm making an offer. I will trade you food for art.
It's so Monty Python.
Yes, yeah.
Brian Posehn was literally looking around the room and just saying things he saw. He says a nice dress-up shirt because I was wearing a nice dress-up shirt that day.
I don't know why that's not in the movie. That we should have made that and put that in the movie.
Is it too late to put it in?